Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different from talking about scriptural things and prepping and etc. Today we're going to be showing you how to set up a Bitcoin mining operation. I'm just going to be kind of showing you the overview of how I'm setting mine up. There'll be other videos, showing the actual setup of the equipment, logins, all 9 yards. But I wanted to show you first off is this is like some industrial racking that was at my corporate job. You can see right there for OPSEC, I'm trying not to show my location where I live now. But anyway, this is some of the rack that I'm going to put in, and I can put 2 miners per shelf, and then I'm going to put the network switch equipment up top, run the vents out the side up to the vent out for the outside of the structure. And I'm trying to think, let's see, 2 units per shelf, and that should be able to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can pretty much put 12 units in here. But I'm just going to probably just do 10. We'll see as time progresses. But anyway, I want to step inside, show you the walls and stuff, because here in about a week or so, you'll see another video, y'all willing, how I've got it all going. And the good thing about this is, guys, is when you mine Bitcoin, you can take that, sell it for actual fiat currency, buy the preps you need, buy the other stuff you need, help pay your bills. But regardless of that, I'm going to get in out of the snow real quick because it's a snowy day, and I'm going to show you the construction I'm starting downstairs so you can see the progress of it. And then, like I said, in videos ahead, you'll see how it's running and everything. Okay, guys, so you can see right here the service panel for the house. What I'm going to do is actually set a 125 amps service panel right there to tie those together. And that'll give me the sub panel for just the mining operation. I'm going to be painting this wall, this dry lock waterproofing, and paint that wall of the corner there. And so a couple cool things can go down here. I can vent the line out the house so that all the heat from the units are going out of the house. And right here is an example of how I've got that duct for my dryer right now, heating this room so I can work instead of going out of the house. I'm going to have that vented out the wall block too, probably. But anyway, later on, if I want to heat the house in the winter, I can actually open that vent, turn my heat unit off upstairs. I'm going to put a vortex fan or something between it, blow that back feed up through that draft and let it feed down to the house. So that will hopefully help with the heat. But I'm going to spray this with, it's kind of like a rubberized floor. And you'll see this later in the video. But like I said, I'm going to roll the walls and seal those and then spray this. And then right here is, for example, here's another mining unit, another mining unit. But this is the Antminer S9. Actually, do I have one that's opened? I don't have one that's opened, guys, but I'll get this out here just shortly and show you as I progress along. But like here, what I done is I didn't get 2 networks, or I didn't get 1 big network switch. I got 2 network switches so that just in case one of these ever fail, I think that, to me, this is one of the loose links in the chain, because if the internet goes down, it is what it is. If the ASIC goes down, it is what it is. But your network switch goes down, this is the key to it all, honestly, in my opinion, if it goes down. So I'm going to bust this up between 2 of these TrendNet 8-port gigabyte switches. And like I said, I'll get all this stuff out and show you as I go, but I just want to show you the initial of it right now. And then show you this painted. And then I'm spacing the rack off the wall, and I'm going to run... oh my gosh, what is that stuff? It's MC cable wire through there to hook all that up. But let me get this painted here and I'll show you the next step. Don't worry about those spots like that. Oh, that's just happy trees. We're just going to clean those mistakes right up. Just do a little bit of Bob Ross. All right, guys, so I'm going to step back, show you. That's roughly the area that I've done for the project for right now. Later, I'm going to expand this into a workshop area over here, and so on. But just FYI, for those that's looking to do a basement project, put your mining equipment down there, that Dry Lock Extreme basement masonry waterproofing. That's about what a bucket gets you right there, 1 gallon. So you're definitely going to need a bunch of these. You're going to seal a whole basement. But now the next thing I'm going to do, clean this area up here, and I'm going to put this rubberized undercoat, and I'm going to put that there. I just like that. I think it'll be easy area to maintain. Plus, I'm not going to be over there a lot other than just check the miners. So I wanted to do something that was just kind of black on white. And then, of course, put the black rack there. I think it'll just be a good pop. So anyway, I'm going to clean this area and I'll paint that next. But that's what I use for my floor because it's rubberized. And then I'm going to put the rack there. Well, I got Jonathan helping me drill some holes. Got the electrical service to the sub panel here. Got the shelf set back in here. We're going to run the data comms through right now. Get that stapled up in the ceiling in the next room over. And then once that's fed through right there, then we're going to put the network switches and then start putting the 2 miners per shelf. And then I'll run the ductwork probably over here and out of the building, but that's so far the progress on that. All right, guys, so you can see here kind of how the miners are going to set, and then there'll be the electrical plugs, and so on. And then, of course, the 120 up here for the network switches and some stuff. So you can kind of see the general idea of that. And then the fan ducts will come into a Y, and just keep doing like so to up and duct out of there to keep the heat out of here. So I think that'll be really nice and clean when it's finished up. And plus, you can see the lights on the hash boards from an angle, all of them, so if you know they're working or not, so you don't have to turn the equipment all the time, you can see it. I think that'll be a real good benefit as well. Okay, guys, so I'm going to take a pause here and show you that the way that you wire this stuff is, of course, you have a hot and a ground. Now, I use this MC cable, which is this right here. You break it, you cut the metal sheath off, you can put the little connector on the end, put it in your box neatly, and then clamp it to the wall. I'll do that later, but you can run this stuff, use it for 120 volt like a regular plug, which is black line's hot, ground, neutral goes to your ground neutral bar. If you don't know how to do electrical, contact an electrician, get this done. But the plugs for the miners actually need to be 240 volt. They use this top plug right here. Links in the video description below where you can get them. And that'll plug into those plugs appropriately like so. And this is like the miner, one of the miners, for example, that's an alpha miner. You can see right there that it's rated between 180 volt to 280. So that'll be plenty good for the power supply put into that. And of course it's rated up to 10 amps, so you can put 2 of them on a circuit. So anyway, I'm going to get these wired in today, then set 2 miners up, and that way at least I can show you the beginnings of a system. But this setup here will be eventually 12. My goal in this one is to have at least 24 running. That should give me a payout each month of, I don't know, thousands of dollars even after the electric bill and stuff used. So you know, this is something, guys, if you're willing to put the time into it, can definitely turn a profit. Now, guys, if you're going to duct this stuff out of your house and run it through a vent system, I really encourage getting these right here. It is from www.3dfad.com, and I've got the link for the eBay ad because, like I said, you can, you know, connect that to ducts and send that right out of the building, which I think is a wonderful thing to vent that heat out. Plus, in the wintertime, you know, if you want to hook to it, just heat the other portions of your home, that's awesome too. Save on electric. But anyway, that's that for the moment. I'm going to set these up, and then we'll work on the network switch. The plugs is real simple. You'll just hook those into these 9 points, and then the power for the control board, and then the power plug into that, into your wall outlet. And I'll show you one of these set up in just a second so you get a good idea of that. I want to show you real quick how I'm fastening my shelf in. I got these nylon bushings, and I'm going to screw those into place to hold that permanent. And then up here you can see the mining equipment set up so the airflow can come in, and then it eject out through the ductwork out of the building. And I've got this foam like gym equipment pad for this to set on to help hopefully take some of the fan vibration noise out, and that way it's not rattling, everything's locked solid. I'm going to set the network switch up here next and take the 2 data comms, and I'm going to hook one of them into it and then one into the other. Now right now the reason I'm doing that, busting it up, is because later I'm going to have a whole nother rig and run 12 off of that, y'all willing, 12 off of this. But for right now, I'm also running it on a separate network switch because, as I mentioned, I think already, that I feel like this is the weakest thing in the link. You know, if your router goes out, that's one thing. If your ASICs go out, that's one thing. You really can't control that. But this here can be controlled. I mean, like, I don't have to have all of them go out. I could just have the one go out and still have at least some of my units running. So I kind of busted that up, and like I said, I'm going to put 2 of these in for now, and I'll have 6 run off of one of them and 6 off the other. That way, if for some reason one of these blows out, I'm not losing my whole mining operation until I can get home and fix it, you know, because I'm out traveling all the time doing construction, so it's hard for me to just run back to the house and fix this. So that's kind of the plan on that for right now. We've come to the moment of truth. I've got that service panel. I'm going to put it back together shortly, but as far as this goes right here, we've got our sub panel finished up, wire strapped in place and everything, plugs in place. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn these units on one at a time. I've got my network cable connected on that first one, and we're going to get that connected to nicehash.com, get the mining equipment going. But one note I want to say to everybody is, now, as far as cooling this system, those ducts, just envision there's going to be a tube here. The ducts go up, a fan blowing that draft out of the house, or either I'm going to have another hose right here where I can hook to in the summer or the winter time and blow it up. But I got to tell you guys, it's like very cold down here, and this is subterranean too. So I mean, we're literally like mining in a cave. So you got to keep that in mind. But now, like, cooling these things is very important. All right. So with that said, guys, I'm going to turn on the first one for the first time so we can all see this together. And here we go. All right, now it's starting the startup process. You can see the lights on the hash boards right there. This takes a few minutes to get going, and as it starts up and everything, the hash boards and everything will get lit up. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this first one running, and then we'll take it from there. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it as far as the plug ups go. Set the equipment. Now what I'm going to show you at this point, I know it's very loud in here because this is working and the power's on now, is I have this unit running through nicehash.com. I have this unit running off of antpool.com. Also, I'm going to show you 2 different types of equipment setup, but I'm going to show you that upstairs where it's a lot quieter. But I just wanted to show you 2 different ways that I've set this up. They're both mining Bitcoin, but they're through 2 different mining pools, so you can check that out. And also 2 different types of hardware on this equipment, the firmware in it, so you can see that as well, depending on how you buy your miners. So anyways, I'll go upstairs and get a datacom cable, and we'll get in a lot quieter atmosphere. Okay, guys, so I'm going to show you here, and for privacy reasons on some of this stuff, I'm going to hold a piece of paper over it, but if you go online and Google advanced IP scanner, that's going to get you a good tool that you can scan and find the IP address of said items, because what you're going to want to look for is the name beside right there where that little computer icon is. Hit the drop down, click on the address, and it'll bring up the address in your web toolbar, and I'll show you what that looks like right here next. Okay, so next what would come up would be, let's just say that you just got a standard Antminer. At that point, this would bring up the Antminer. You would need to just put root and root for the username password. That's just standard. And then when it comes up, you're going to have miner configuration. You're going to put the URL of your mining pool. You're going to put the worker name and your password. And the password for the mining pool, they may not even ask for one. And then you can put a backup mining pool in the others. And I'll show you here in just a second where you get that information. But pretty much that's it. You can click miner stat, activity, etc., and everything. And just really easy interface to use. And now what I do is on my IP thing that I just showed you, though, I will go in and hit rename on that, and I'll name it like Unit 1, Unit 2, etc. Now, if you bought a miner from like miningcrate.com, from those guys, you'll go to configuration, and then down here, you'll do the same thing. You'll put your information in down there, down below, the pools and etc. You'll fill out that information just like I said on the Antminer. That's really the only difference between the two, depending on what which operating system you've got on. If you just got the Antminer or if you've got the BOS, that's pretty much the only difference between it. You can also go right here and view the overview of your equipment, see how your hash rate's going, etc. It'll keep all that information flowing for you and everything as well. And there you go. You can see right there, real-time tracking. It's starting to show. But now here's the thing. When you go to, depending on what mining pool you're going to deal with, I'll just say, let's just go to Ant Pool. Right here, go to Worker. And what you can do is, if you haven't set up a unit yet, okay, it will give you down below the information to set up a new worker, which should be, now if you bought a miner from like miningcrate.com, from those guys, you'll go to configuration, and then down here you'll do the same thing. You'll put your information in down there, down below the pools and etc. You'll fill out that information just like I said on the Antminer. That's really the only difference between the two, depending on what which operating system you've got on. If you just got the Antminer or if you've got the BOS, that's pretty much the only difference between it. You can also go right here and view the overview of your equipment, see how your hash rate's going, etc. It'll keep all that information flowing for you and everything as well. And there you go. You can see right there, real-time tracking. It's starting to show. But now here's the thing. When you go to, depending on what mining pool you're going to deal with, I'll just say, let's just go to Ant Pool. Right here, go to Worker. And what you can do is, if you haven't set up a unit yet, okay, it will give you down below the information to set up a new worker, which should be, okay guys, so if you're wanting to add, set up an Ant Pool account, you'll go in, you'll log in, register, get your email and everything, and then you'll go and it will give you an opportunity under worker there to configure selected workers and stuff like that. The information down below literally will prompt you the first time through, excuse me, and it will give you the mining stratum addresses down below, the 3 mining pools to put in there. It's really, really easy with Ant Pool. And then the worker ID, you can just put, they give you the information right there in front of you. I'm sorry, I should have videoed that to begin with, but they literally tell you right to begin with the worker, what to put for the worker ID. And then of course, password, you don't even have to worry about it with them on it. Now over here for doing it with NiceHash, once again, you just set up an account and everything, and then you'll go to download miner or ASIC, and you will scroll down, and right here you will go to start mining with your ASIC machine. Sorry guys, it's hard to do in this. All right, I don't know, I'm not good with that screen share thing. I've just learned that with Zoom. I'm now getting a handle on it. So you'll pick your ASIC unit, which ours is Antminer S9. Now, if y'all want to do the NiceHash software on yours, that's fine, but I'm not doing that, or the firmware. I'm sorry. So anyway, then what you'll do is you'll go right down here. I want to configure Stratum server manually. You'll put your worker name you want in. You'll select the algorithm, which is SHA 256 because you're mining Bitcoin. And then you will scroll down and you'll select the location you want to mine from. That will give you the information you need to put into your mining rig. It will show it down below once you click that, and then you just put that information in the appropriate places, the worker ID, the password, which will be X for NiceHash, and then the Stratum address in your Stratum key, and save that in your miner. Then you'll be up and running. And depending on which pool you're using, Ant Pool or NiceHash, you can go to your dashboard, and before long, you will see your earnings, and you'll see that your rigs are active. Now, like I said, in this video, I've just showed you where I've set one up with NiceHash. I've set one up with Ant Pool, so that you've got 2 different options there to see as far as mining companies and or mining pools options, and then also the 2 different softwares on tops of rig, or firmwares on tops of rigs. And I'm sorry guys, my words are all over the place because this is new to me too, but I'm just trying to take you along as I'm going through it. And I've gave you 2 different operating systems on the same miner and 2 different mining pools so that you have some options to work with there. Shoot some questions below if you have any questions with this. I'm going to maybe do another video just showing step by step how I set one of these up, because I'm going to be doing obviously many more. But in another video I'll actually be doing showing how to do the ventilation system, because I'm going to set up a custom ventilation system for mine. But long and short of it, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it on setting up the mining equipment. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. You know, I will be doing many more Bitcoin mining videos. I'm going to try to do Ethereum, Monero, a bunch of stuff down the road. But long and short of it, I mean, that's the start. You see where I've took it from nothing, from start to finish. And, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this. Just keep checking back throughout the year, because I'm going to really jump in this hardcore. So, guys, always till we see again here at 7 Trumpets Prayer Channel. Hope Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends, in Yahushua name.